wet. Wet.
Trudging through this sodden green maze is disorientating. It's impossible to see far ahead and so easy to get lost. To get your bearings, look out for high ground.
There you go, look, you see through the trees there? Looks like a ridge and a rock face leading up to it. But actually I can use that. Let's try and get a bit closer. You can see all of this cliff here is limestone. But I reckon if I can get up to the top of it, I might well get a view up over the jungle canopy and get an idea of my bearings.
It's 100-foot straight-up vertical vines. Drenched by torrential rain, they're greasy and very slippy. This is a dangerous ascent.
You don't really want to be sticking your hand in a lot of the nooks and crannies. You don't know what's in them.
There could be snakes, poisonous spiders, or even bats hiding in this rock face.
Sandy's trying to find a way up the next bit. So look, this is running straight into the rock face. Try and get across.
But the rain is getting heavier by the minute.
Problem is, all of this limestone is so slippy.
I'm 100 foot up. I've been climbing for 10 minutes and I'm exhausted.
Last bit, oh man, my forearms are burning on that. And you just feel everything is so precarious. And whether you pick a living one or a dead vine is really a bit of a lottery.
As I reach the summit, I find what I'm looking for, the perfect vantage point. I can see for miles.
I can get a good view up here above the jungle canopy. It's pretty spectacular. But it is just jungle, jungle and more jungle. But what I know and believe is that the prevailing wind comes from the east, and east is the direction of the coast. I can feel that wind here. So that's the way I want to keep going. Okay.
After the brief rest, it's back down into the dark and damp jungle floor.
There's a cave. Let's have a look. Have a look in. And caves are actually good places to look for food. You'll often get things like rodents living in them. Let's get some sort of torch. And when it's raining, it makes torch building and torch lighting all much harder.
But I've got some Caribbean pine left, high in resin. That should be flammable even in the wet.
And then just use the moho to tie that together. And that's going to give me a really rough and ready torch. It's going to burn for a while. This Caribbean pine, so resinous, it's going to keep a flame going.
And these pine shavings only need a spark to get them alight.
And there you go. We've got fire.
These dark chasms are home to all sorts of creatures.
You can actually see the water here coming straight through the rock. It's a good place to fill a water bottle. And this is going to be absolutely clean, filtered by the rock. And actually the Maya used to believe their rain god lived in the caves, and the reason for this, they thought when they saw water coming out like this, it was actually born from the rock. They weren't a million miles wrong. It is pure. It's not born of the rock, but it is pure and good to drink. Let's keep moving through this.
The seeping water has flooded most of this cave, but further in, I find higher ground.
So it's drier here now, up out of the water. This is just sort of place that rodents will move to with the rising water level.
It's a good spot to continue my hunt.
Look, come over here, look. Like a giant rat. See that? See if we can get him.
This agouti is a favourite prey of big cats like jaguars. It's lean and tasty, but fast.
Oh, I missed him. Where's he gone? He shot up that little tunnel. Got him by the back legs as well. Oh, no, he's not coming out of that.
But no luck this time.
That would have made a good meal as well.
There are other things to eat here, but they're much less appetising.
Flipping Nora. Look at the size of that. You see, that's a whip scorpion. It's like a cross between a scorpion and a spider. Let's see if I can get him on him.
Whip scorpions are found in caves and rock crevices. They're weird looking, but they're not venomous. I've eaten scorpions before, but nothing like this.
Bingo. And look at the size of that. I don't even know where you begin to eat it. Probably the back end. That's one bit I got. That is a big meal.
That wasn't what I was looking for, but any food is good food when you've got difficult terrain ahead. The jungle floor is getting wetter. This could be the overspill from a river. I head into the deeper water to see what I can find.
Looks like open water ahead, look. Yeah, I can see it flowing. There you go. And that's going to be the start of a watercourse. And that's what I want to now follow.
That water is deep enough to hide big predators, like crocodiles. But a raft should keep me out of harm's way, and there's plenty of wood here to build one.
Get a load of these straight ones. Actually, look, this is gov apple tree. You recognise that from these limbs that all seem to join together. This stalk, if I find a dead one of those, that wouldn't help me.
Just like balsa, gov apple wood can be incredibly useful.
Look, this is so buoyant. Looks heavy, super light. Push it down, and it just rises, sits right on the top of the water. But it only works really at the base of it once they're dead. It's kind of like cork. I'll get a load of those. That's what I'm going to make this raft out of.
First job is the frame. Using long straight branches tied together with moho bark, it's quick to build. And it should be strong enough to take my weight.
And then it's just a question of putting these gov apples under the frame. Look how buoyant that is. And already that's lifting the frame right up out of the water.
Buoyancy is usually the biggest problem when building a raft, but not this time.
This is lifting it right up. And look how that keeps me out of the water. Okay, put a few more in and then lash them down, and that's good to go. Let's see if this raft holds me okay. This river's really widening out now, but it's also beginning to get dark, and this is not a great place to be at night time. There's crocs in this river and also bull sharks.
Bull sharks swim up these rivers from the ocean looking for easy prey, so I'm keeping my body well out of the water and my eyes peeled.
But this is going to take me downstream to the coast. It's just trying to work out quite how far that's going to be.
Night's approaching fast, and there's no obvious place to put ashore.
I mean, look at all this stuff. It's pretty impenetrable. And the moon's out as well. The truth is, I'm pretty committed to this river now.
But one thing's working in my favour.
The flow's definitely picking up. I'm moving faster now, which means I'm getting near to the coast.
The coast is where most people live, so it's the most likely place to get picked up. But in the dark, there's much less chance of being seen.
I need to put this onto night vision. Okay. Let's get paddling.
The big concern on this river is that you could miss the mouth and drift straight out into the dark ocean.
Because I can hardly even see what's ahead now. And that's not a nice feeling.
I've been on the river for 3 hours now, and it's not looking good. But then I round a bend.
There's the mouth of the river here. There's a pinprick of light straight out. That's the searchlight. Stand up and make sure I'm seen. Hey!
At least if they can't see me, I'll make sure they can hear me.
They're definitely turning this way. Look, you see the port and starboard lights. Hey!
They've seen me. Help is on its way. This is the end of my Belize jungle adventure, and it's time to go home.